Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? A gracious good morning to you, good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do and you know why I do it. It is Friday morning. Moment of silence. Yes, let's enjoy this Friday. Let's be blessed in this Friday. And let's learn what we're supposed to learn. And pay the lesson or the blessing forward. It is 2:45 in the a.m. It's June 5th. I had the pleasure and the displeasure. It's a mixed bag, y'all, of having a conversation with a youngster yesterday. And when I use the term youngster, that's anybody under 40 to me. Yeah. I'm an OG. Don't let the baby face fool you. I'm an OG. Anywho, now I walk with this person at lunchtime because this young person, God bless them, they're just out to save the world. And I tell them on a regular basis, you're a prime candidate for burnout. Because you want to do more than the person wants to do. You have all these lofty ideas, plans, and goals for an individual, and they haven't told you that's what they want. Well, I'm just trying to motivate them. They don't want to be motivated. Your first conversation told you that. Your second conversation reinforced that. Your third conversation compounded that. You know, how many layers do you have to have on this thing before it starts to smell? Well, you want more for them than they want for themselves. And that's all well and good. Do they seem frustrated to you? You're frustrated. And I keep reinforcing that. You know, whenever they come to me with something that they want some clarity on, I bring them back to, who owns this problem? Why are you working on it? Did you give them the assignment? Did you check back to see if it was done? If it wasn't done, why wasn't it done? Therein lies your answer. But bless her. She's going to learn. Unfortunately, it may be when she's looking for a new gig because she's burnt out. But she's going to learn. So, in our conversation, I started off with saying, you know, people are going to walk past your office and find me trying to pop your head like a pimple. Because you have all these lofty ideas and you keep banging your head on the wall. And every so often you'll step back and say, it feels good when I stop. I don't get it. Well, I do. Because I was once young and idealistic with no kind of rooting in anything. So we were talking social justice and politics the other day. And this youngster, God bless her, kept talking about leaders. And so you got to stop looking for the voice and be the voice. You know, we've had ample opportunity for folks to step up. And most of the time, the people that we've elevated or allowed to step up in our existence, or we deemed leaders, have been very either greedy or self-aggrandizing. And any political maneuvering was for power and prestige. I explained the system that we call democracy is doing exactly what it was set up to do. And they couldn't wrap their head, or she couldn't wrap their head around her head around it, because she was so deeply trusting of her miseducation. Let me put it like that. You know, I'm trying not to sound too radical and revolutionary, but I am radical and revolutionary. And radical means to grasp at the root. And the root cause, as I said yesterday in my recording, racism is rooted in capitalism, or perpetuated and bound to capitalism in this country. It started in Europe, but they will deny it. See, the expeditions, is what started the colonization process. Let's go back to what we learned. The Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. What were you looking for? Oh, spices. You thought you were in India, hence the name Indians. Yeah, let's tell the truth. Dutch, Spanish, Portuguese, British, primary colonizers. Monarchy, perpetuating that 1%. Yeah. If you look at the documents that we use as the underpinning for democracy, there's information in there about no taxation without representation. Who represents us in government? Reparations. The youngsters started talking about reparations. Oh, in New York they're going to do da 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 da. And I asked, do you believe you're going to see that? Reparations are a way to pull votes. You hear the words white proximity. I use the word white adjacent. But this is for votes. This is for capitalism. If you're listening to the arguments today, there's a thread of argument that talks about who is really white. And this is conversation directed at Italians. Look it up. Know your facts. So this person went on to name somebody that they thought was a leader. And I said, no, this person speaks truth, but has been labeled and rendered inactive. Couldn't pull their weight in their own primary because they have been labeled and marginalized. And I had to put it in street terms. Real G's move in silence. Their success speaks volumes. But you don't tell people what your moves are. And I encourage them to look up real history and divorce, that in that shallow investment of education. No, we weren't educated. We were indoctrinated. There's a difference.